Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. I'm going to show you guys game 2 from my past weekend's tournament where I got my revenge against the guy that I played the week prior. Remember this video here when I said I had a cough attack and blundered all my pieces? Well, guess what? I got to see that same gentleman again the very next weekend in another tournament, guys. And this is the game. I'm so excited to share it with you guys. In this game, you know, you guys are going to take a lot of things away, but the main idea is if I have that light square bishop, I own real estate on those white squares. That means that these white squares, all of these, they're mine. I own them, right? Don't step on my white squares if I got that white square bishop. But without further ado, guys, let's get into the game. So I start out with the move d4. I don't know, guys. After the new year, I might be playing something else. I don't know. I might have to shock y'all. But anyway, I started with the move d4. My opponent plays this move. So he's getting into the Dutch defense. Like I said in a previous video, I told people, like, if you guys like the Dutch, make sure you know what you're doing. It's a very, like, you got to know what you're doing if you're going to play the Dutch, right? And he plays the move b6. I play the move c4. He goes there. My knight goes there. The computer doesn't like that. But I think sometimes the computer, you know, sometimes the computer is seeing things from a very high tactical point of view. I like knight c3. I'm going to sit and talk with my coach and see what he thinks about it because we have not reviewed these games yet. He plays that move, bishop to b7. I play the move f3. Computer doesn't like that. I think that's a great move, to be honest. But anyway, the option was to develop a knight and attack the center. This permits opponent to force doubling of pawns. I don't mind double pawns. He castles there. My knight goes there. He pushes to d6. Queen there. Knight comes out. I get castled. You guys remember this video, right? Where I talk about castling. Anyways, he takes, I take. He attacks my bishop. I sat there for a couple, probably like a minute or two, just seeing what was his whole idea with taking my bishop there. Then I ultimately just ignored him, right? Then I played the move rook at a to e1. My opponent goes queen to f6. I play the move e4. My opponent takes my bishop. I play the move knight takes. And then my opponent plays there. I take. The computer doesn't like that move. Interesting. He takes. My knight comes there, which is a beautiful square for my knight in this position. And then he takes. I take back. Okay, we have a game here, right? Queen comes out. You guys see the eval bar. It's going to go back and forth pretty much all game. It's not going to be until a certain point of the game where, like, there's a very, very decisive, like, who's winning, really. This is, like, you know, I actually disagree with the computer in this position. I don't think black is better. But anyway, knight comes there. My queen comes there. a6. My rook comes over to b1. Queen moves over. Rook moves over. Vis-a-vis the queen, just has some extra protection, right? The rook moves over to b8. I play the move a4, a5. Queen gets in there. King moves over. See, he wanted to get off that light square because my light square bishop could have some ideas later on. So that was a good move for him. King to h8. Then I play the move bishop to c4. He plays that move. Really not a good move. I don't really know, like, what you're doing over there. I play the move h6. He moves over. Rook there. We got a lot of inaccuracies according to the computer, but we're playing chess, right? We're in the heat of battle right now. And then my queen comes to c6. He takes, I take, and then he plays this move, rook to g6. I play rook to d5. He comes over. Now, guys, this is the position that pretty much decides the game. Let me tell you the problem with his move. The problem is you cannot be here. You cannot be here. I own these squares. Like, I literally own the white squares. He doesn't understand that. He thinks he could be on these squares, but any square that's a white square, I own it. Why do I own the white squares? Because I have this piece, the light square bishop. So the moment, it didn't take me any time. It's like as soon as he went rook to e8, it was like just instant. Rook captures the knight. Brilliant move, a brilliant rook sac. Check out my brilliancy. Oh, I love to get a brilliant move. It makes me so happy. But the moment he thought it was okay to come to a white square, that's the moment he lost the game, right? When I have this bishop, as bad as this bishop may be at this time, and I was worried about that in the game because I knew he had the better minor piece, right? I got all these pawns on white squares with the white square bishop, and therefore my piece is literally hard to get the piece active, right? Like where will, like, even if I drop it back here, it has no scope. So I know that I have a bad minor piece, but the moment you think that you could step on a square that my minor piece owns is the moment you're going to pay for it, right? So immediately, rook captures c5. What a brilliant sack move, because again, I own the white squares. He didn't understand that. So he takes back, and then I get that beautiful pin. Looking at both rooks, guys. And this is obviously a game-deciding tactic. He moves his rook there, and I take, and then he takes, and then this may look to be like, maybe this is just an even game because he has a rook and I have a rook and we both have equal amount of pawns. But the problem is, look at where all his pawns are, right? So I immediately play the move rook to b7. He has to show this some attention, right? Because if not, I'll take the rook and then I'll have this passer. Looking at a promoted square. So of course he plays the rook there. I drop my rook down to b5. Okay, and at this point, he's lost because I'm just going to gobble up all these pawns, guys, and I'm going to promote. There's no way you can stop it. And ultimately, that's exactly what happened. He moves his king there. I take. He moves his king there. I take again, and I got a passer. I have 2 extra pawns than he has at this point. And at this point, the game, we're under 5 minutes. So we both stopped taking score because the time got really, really low. So we both stopped taking our score sheet. But you guys could see this position, right? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pawns, and he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what a brilliant rook set, guys. Let's take a look at it one more time, just so you guys could feel me. That's a bad move already. Rook comes up, then he puts another rook on my squares. You do not get to go in the white squares when I have this bishop. You don't get to do that. That's no. I own these light squares. Me, not you. Right? So the moment I seen them on the light squares, I knew that I had something. I just had to sit there for a second. It didn't take me much time to find it. Immediately cut. What a brilliant move. What a brilliant move. I love brilliant moves. What a brilliant move. And then he takes back, put the bishop there. Looking at both your rooks, that's going to teach you to stay off my squares. If I have that piece, these squares are mine. You don't have that piece. If you had that piece, then it'll be pretty even, right? We both could occupy those squares. But when I have that color bishop and you do not, you can't be there. So he plays the move rook to g8. I immediately capture. King comes over. And then I just gobble up the pawns. And the game is over from there, right? What a great game. It was really great to get back at the guy. You remember the game where I had the cough attack? I was coughing really bad and I was just so unfocused due to the cough that he beat me. But this game, we played a really, really hard-fought game. Like, this game was tough. The opening was tough. Like, that's why it got down to like the last 5 minutes. The opening was fought and won and earned. You guys see how much the eval bar goes back and forth. Like, we go at it here, right? So this was a really solid game. And we both played really good chess this game, I gotta say. I was able to secure the win. And yeah. It wasn't something that, it wasn't like a win that was just like obvious at first, you know. Like the eval bar obviously goes back and forth. I think the computer, and when you guys see like who's winning and losing, the computer is coming from a computer perspective. I don't know. The computer is not always right, in my opinion, as it relates to who's winning and who's not. You know, especially when it's just, you know, like a half a point or 0.7 off. I don't think it's the most accurate. So, like right now, it's 0.7, but I could tell you in this position, black is not winning this game. But I do have this bad minor piece. I will say that. So, rook there. And his mistake was just hopping on the squares that I own real estate. You can't be here, right? So, yeah, guys, that was the game. My brilliant rook sack. What a beautiful, beautiful rook sack. He takes back, and I pin his rooks. Give me one of them. I'll take it. He takes back. Now you have to respond to this threat. I drop back, and yeah, that's the game. I told you guys that I was coming in with a vengeance, right? I needed my, not even revenge. It's to be completely honest, guys, this is not about one player. This is not a personal thing. This is just straight up about knowing I could win these games and getting to a point that I'm tired of losing and I got to start winning. So I had to, you know, put my boxing gloves on this game and I had to get ready to fight. And that's exactly what I did. And I came out with the W. Okay, guys, so hopefully we can have more tournaments where I put my boxing gloves on and I'm ready to fight. We got to keep getting better. So I gained a ton of ELO this tournament. So this was a really, really good tournament. All right, guys, thank you so much for taking a look at this game with me, and I will see you in the next one.